I definitely, recognize that the society we live in is very dependent. A lot of people are dependent upon the system and the way it is. And they fooled us into thinking that we need them. We definitely don't need them at all. And that's the thing for me. I recognize independence and self-sustainability. And I had got no faith in the government, I got no faith in band council or that system at all, one bit. They'll never fix my life. They never have and they never will. And I got no faith in it at all. So my focus isn't wanting to talk to them to say, how can you do something for me? I don't even got my face turned towards them. As a matter of fact, I got my back turned towards them. And it's looking at the people saying, how can we get out of this? What do we need to do? And definitely it's that self-sustainability. And putting the energy towards building the community's awareness about that and collectively getting down on that is where I definitely think is where we should put the focus. Instead of focusing on trying to change all this stipulations and, all this government bureaucratic stuff that oppresses us, if we put our attention into that, we're just gonna, look at trying to, deal with that another way that'll just come back and oppress us even more, or in another way. So it's looking at that independence, that self-sustainability that I recognize where it's at.
I know everyone had to feel that, just the connection that we have. We've been talking about it, the connection that we have with our food and the sacred connection and a very important connection, that relationship, to feel that on both ends, and that's what's so different about our culture and the mainstream culture is our relationship to our food. Because like what Kat and Flora shared is what we put into it when we gather and we harvest, and it is a real crisis within our people. Our health is depleting, and a lot of the young people aren't getting that knowledge isn't getting passed to a lot of the young people because of the mainstream school system, and because people have to have routines and time restraints and bedtime and this and homework and everyone's work, and just the mainstream society and how stressful that is, and how it's not conducive to life and living. And when you're only concerned with your own needs and worried about your own needs and not looking out there, it's hard, and we've been oppressed for so long, it's hard for us to be compassionate to other people. We're just trying to get what we need, or just our basic human needs, and just everyone's on their own individual path, striving to get what they need, and they don't look around and see the people of this land and our basic needs are those foods for our health, for our sustenance, for our spirituality. And we don't separate all the things, like the wealth of our land. We didn't separate it into, economy or forestry or fisheries, or it was all one. It was our sustenance. It was our ability to sustain ourselves on our land, and we got those answers from the land. So these are some of the issues that we're facing, but there's many others, like just the depletion of our berries. It's harder to find our berries and go out there, and even just being simple things like going and gathering mint where mint once grew. There's just people want nice sandy beaches and our teas along the shoreline. If we go down there, they'll say we're trespassing. Just the Land Act, the BC Lands Act.